Hey guys, how you doing? Joe here. As some of you know, buddy Sean and I are headed up to Woodland Caribou Provincial Park, which is far north. It's about a 30-hour drive from me, about a 25-hour drive from Sean. So we're headed up there shortly. I wanted to get you guys out the gear video for that trip. I can't dedicate time during the trip to go over my gear, so this is a good alternative. It's been working out good lately. So this trip is not a high mileage paddle until bedtime kind of trip like you've seen a lot from me. This is more of a relaxed trip where we're going to focus on fishing. We're still going to paddle around every night and get a different campsite every night, but we're not going to be putting in 30 kilometers a day. It'll be 10 to 15 kilometers a day, which is much more relaxed pace than I'm used to and that you've seen from me before. So in preparation for this trip, we got some sponsors. I'd like to thank Frost River, first of all, sending me this Cliff Jacobson pack. So this is going to be a 2-pack canoe trip. We don't have to worry about single carrying on the portages. A lot of the portages are 100 meters long, which is nothing at all, and they're relatively flat. So again, we're not trying to kill ourselves to get far in a short amount of time or anything like that. So 2 packs. Anyways, Frost River Cliff Jacobson pack is going to be my pack that I carry with my canoe while we're portaging, and then my big old mech slog here is going to be carried by itself. I also got a thwart bag from Frost River. This just hangs on my thwart in my canoe, so that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll go through this first. My thwart bag has a big zipper on the back, and inside that I have my fishing tackle. Now I have too much fishing tackle, I realize that, but I want to catch a fish, you know? This guy needs all the help he can get trying to catch a fish. So in here I've got things like spoons, I've got repellers, I've got jigs, and then just like fake worms and a chain, you know, a stringer for my fish when I catch a ton of them, stuff like that. That's a big hefty fishing tackle kit, but we'll see. Maybe when I get up there, we'll talk to Harlan, the Robinet Outfitters owner, the guy who's sending us out on the plane, and we'll go through this and see if I need all this stuff. Other than that, I have fish gloves because there's monster fish there, and I'll be in my boat by myself trying to grab them out with no net, so I got some grippy fish gloves. And then just a map of the park. So that's in my big zippered part. And it's also got this buckled front. And I have a large Mora fillet knife, a second stringer for all my fish, you know, can't be too careful. I have a boat repair kit, which is like JB weld, some gloves, some tape, and then I have an extra roll of 10-pound fishing line, mono. Not doing braid this time, I'm gonna go mono. So that's in my thwart bag, and again, that just stays connected to the inside of my canoe on my thwart, and that's ready for easy access whenever. My Cliff Jacobson pack. This is wax canvas. All this is wax canvas from the Frost River. So in here, wax canvas is very water resistant, almost waterproof, but things can happen when your bag is laying in the bottom of a canoe and getting rained on all day, you know, water swishes around. So I got a trash compactor bag that's lining it. In there I have, I'll show you this after, this is just like extra foodstuffs that Sean and I are going to combine. This is a bag to keep my camera and my lens in when it's raining. It's a dry bag. A bug net. It is going to be peak black fly season. So I've taken measures to ensure that I don't get sick like last time. In Temagami last year I had the black fly fever. So I have prednisone and I have like pills, and I also have Benadryl. So we're going to keep on that and keep all wrapped up and try not to get exposed too much, because I react horribly to to black fly bites. Mosquito bites, different story, but black fly bites get me. So that's my head net for them. Now my possibles pouch in here as well. First aid, water purification, toilet paper, headlamp, extra batteries, extra stuff in here that I can't remember, lots of stuff, but things that I will want to get to easily, and being so it's going to go in my Frost River bag in the front of me so I can access it all easily. And then I also just have a little sil nylon parachute. Nope, not parachute. Sil nylon hammock. So that this isn't going to be my sleeping system at all, but this is a hammock with a bug net in it. It's all super lightweight. Seeing as how we're going to be getting to camp relatively early in the daytime, I figured this might be very valuable just to relax and escape from the bugs. So, anyways, that wraps up my Cliff Jacobson Frost River pack. I do have in the back, this goes in the back of my pack boat for my seat. So this backpack is no frame to it at all, right? And I have actually had my pack boat seat bend after, it was after a year of use. So I want to make sure that I have it all set in case that bends. I can throw this in it, and this gives my backpack complete structural integrity, as much back support as I need on this thing. And then in the pockets I do have some stuff. I have my Sawyer squeeze, the bag that comes with it, and then just an extra platypus 1 liter bottle, soft bottle. So I'll be using the Sawyer filter as my water purification, but I also do have water drops in case I get lazy, so that's what the 1 liter thing is for. I just got a extra little GoPro Joby pod in there. That's that for that. My fishing rod, it's like a 6.5 foot, maybe 7 foot Hellcat. It's got it's just like a combo rod and reel I bought. I'm not gonna lose this one, I promise you that. So I got it full of line, and then I got an extra 10-pound line like you saw. My life jacket, my PFD, this is what I'll be wearing. It's a Stolquist Fisherman, and then it's got pockets in it where I have things like a small fillet knife, a whistle, a space blanket, my fishing license, and then big pliers for the fish, like needle nose pliers to get the hooks out. So that'll be on me. My shoes, I'm going to be wearing my Morel Rapids again. These are the shoes I wore on my Algonquin trip. They're like neoprene, and they have, instead of normal laces, they have these constricting laces, so they don't soak up a lot of water at all. They're a very good shoe. I like them a lot. This is my second pair of these exact same shoes. As far as clothes, I'm going to be wearing my Tilly pants. Again, thank you to Tilly for sponsoring with some clothes. So these are Tilly pants. They're lightweight, quick dry. They're zip off into shorts. They don't have a closure around the bottom, but I got them hemmed in pretty tight, and I am going to bring some elastics just to keep the bugs from flying up my pant leg. But these are nice pants. I've yet to wear them. As far as socks, I'm going to be wearing longer socks than normal. These are darn tough, and they're going to go up a lot higher to protect my ankles from the black flies. That's where I got it really bad last year. It was all on the ankles. Go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. The two canoes, one river, a Temagami journey is what it's called. I'll link it maybe up here in the description. Kyle and I did 9 days in Temagami. It was a great trip, but it was brutal for the black flies. This is a Columbia shirt, sun resistant, long sleeve shirt to keep the bugs out, all that, and lightweight, a very thin lightweight shirt, so typical canoeing shirt, venting in the back. Got a outdoor research hat that has mesh. It's all, the top is all mesh, so I need the hat for the sun and for the bugs. Just a smart wool t-shirt to switch out. I won't be wearing the t-shirt as well as the long sleeve shirt at the same time, but to switch out. And then my Under Armour underwear. So that's all the stuff I'm going to be wearing, except for, again, like I said, when I switch out the shirt. I have, as far as a knife, got my original Adventure Sworn Explorer, super old school knife. It's got a fire still attached to it. I've got my GoPro Session on a clamp mount. This saved the video on my Algonquin trip, so this will be used again. It's supposed to rain, I don't know, maybe 4 out of the 9 days we're there. So yeah, we'll use that in the rain. I can get a bunch of different angles and stuff with that. Also, this is another mount for my Thwart in my canoe for my GoPro. I'm going to be bringing this webbing to attach the front of my canoe for lining or for tying it up. I always bring this with a carabiner on it. It's invaluable. Actually, super, super useful. Like, I remember going one time without it, and I really, really missed it. Okay, that's everything in that. Now we just have to go through the meat of the pack. What I do have in this extra foodstuffs thing. So Sean and I both have Ursacks. I'll show you what that is in a minute. It's a Kevlar bag for our food, because where we're going, it's all boreal forest. It's gonna be hard to find trees to tie off to because there's not limbs coming out. It's all just spruce, like Christmas trees. So with the Ursack, you tie it to the bottom of a tree. It's Kevlar. The bears can't rip it out, and yeah, it's pretty good. But we have 3 between the 2 of us. I have 1, Sean has 2, and the second one that Sean has is going to be a communal bag, right? So what I have to go in the communal bag is my little small grill, a pound of lard, or 450 grams of lard, a lemon, fish crisp, a bag of sage again from my mommy, 2 pieces of tinfoil. These are big pieces of tinfoil wrapped up, squared up in there, and then just a couple pepperonis. These are Springer's Meats pepperoni. They're out of Hamilton. I got a ton of Springer meats I'm going to be bringing pepperoni wise. Check those guys out if you're in Canada. Springer Meats. Thank you to those guys for sponsoring with some pepperonis as well. Springer's Meat in Hamilton. So yeah, that's just the extra food, and I'm not even going to necessarily keep it in this bag. It's just so that I can bring it to Sean's place and we can divvy it up into the 3rd Kevlar bag. Okay. I just got this all packed in here. So this weighs 35 pounds. This one, that's pretty heavy, but that's okay because I won't be carrying it with my canoe, like I said. So right on top, Malcolm from the Hidden Woodsman. Thank you, buddy. Send me a pouch to keep my stuff in. My little patch on it. Malcolm's the man. He sent me some goodies too, some like Cliff Bars and granola bars and stuff. So in here I have batteries, charger, and SD cards for my DSLR. And then I have extra baggies for like lunches and stuff, which my lunches will go in my Cliff Jacobson Frost River backpack so that I can access it easy. But these are just extra baggies, 2 small, 1 big. You never know, like some for garbage, some for lunches. They're very, very valuable out there. And then this is kind of an odd mix in here, but I have my booze. I have a Mickey of 40 Creek, like a half a Mickey of the Screech that I had from before from Troy, and then just a tiny little Jack Daniels airplane shooter. I don't know why they're in here with the camera batteries. It's just how it is right now. I'm sure it'll get changed around when I'm out there. That was right on top. Second, I have my heavy cover frying pan. That may go in the 3rd Kevlar Ursack food bag, but I'm not sure yet. So this will be used for baking. This will be used for fish frying. This will be used for baking and fish frying. Next up is my Arc'teryx rain shell, and then my Mountain Hardwear rain pants. Again, saved the trip on the Algonquin video. I wore these maybe 3/4 of the trip. So I have them right at the top of the backpack, easy to access, ready to go. I have my Bush Buddy and my Snow Peak Titanium 900 pot and my Snow Peak spork in here. You guys have seen me use that lots. So this is a twig stove and 1 pot cooking meal thing. So when I do my dehydrated meals, they're super easy. We will be eating fish this trip. There's no doubt in my mind. This place is like less than 500 visitors a year compared to like the millions that Algonquin gets. This is fishing. This is walleye. This is lake trout, and this is pike fishing, big time. We will be eating fish. We will be eating fish. Next up is my first aid. More advanced first aid than what's in my Apostles pouch. In here I've got Advil, I've got anti-diarrhea pills, I've got sewing needle and thread, gauze, tape, the whole 9 yards. This is a full kit. There's also the bug bite pills and Benadryl and all that fun stuff in here. Some paracord, just a little bit. My sit pad, green foam pad this time. Retired the blue foam pad after last trip. This should go in the extra food thing. It's just a little spatula. for when we grill our fish, you know. Did I mention we're catching fish? This is a Svante Frieden, something like that. This is a Swedish reflector oven. You've seen them in Doug's video before, but in here we can bake like a cake, or we can broil fish. So it folds up flat, opens all out. I'll show you guys that on the trip for sure. But thank you to Tim from Canadian Outdoor Equipment for sponsoring this. Very nice of him. Okay, Ursac. This is the Ursac. Thank you to the guys at Ursac for sponsoring us with a few of these. So the idea behind this is like 15 pounds of food in here, man. Lots of food. I'll go through my food in a little bit, but this, like I said, this is a Kevlar bag. Sean is actually has it on video of a bear trying to get his without any avail. It did not work at all. So you just tie this Kevlar rope to the bottom of the tree, trying to do it in a precarious spot too, where the bear can't get it, maybe over like the water or something. But and then it's got these 2 holes in the back where you can loop it through again, and rodents can't get in or anything like that. So pretty cool. I've not used one of these, but he swears by them, and I know other people swear by them. Shug uses one, Shug Emery, on YouTube. That's the food. I'll go through that in a minute. My clothes, we'll go through that in a minute too. This is all my extra clothes, including like warm stuff for the 9 days. It's a little bit much, actually. It's a little bit much. I got my Primloft. I always bring Primloft jacket. We're going to. So Sean's bringing. What is he bringing instead? Sean's got something for communal use, and I've got something for communal use. I can't remember what he's bringing, but mine for communal use is this tarp. This is a 9x9 steel nylon tarp. So we each have our tents, and then we'll have a communal cooking, eating, hangout spot under the tarp if we need it, if it rains. There's paracord and stuff all in there too. Got my sleeping pad, which is a Thermarest Neo Air. You've seen me use this all the time. I've got my sleeping bag, which is my Mountain Equipment Co-op +3 Celsius bag. I put it in my other Mountain Hardware stuff sack. But yeah, that's my blue, my old blue one. Old blue. It's not gonna get cold. It's gonna get like, I don't know what they say, 13 at night or something Celsius. It's not bad at all. In the daytime around 25-ish Celsius. My tent is my Big Agnes Fly Creek UL1. There's the tent itself with the bug net, and then my poles and my pegs. I love this tent. You guys just saw me use this on my backpacking video with Doug. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It is hilarious. One of the better ones, I think. I'll link that in the description as well. But yeah, great tent. Used that for years now. So Sean is going to bring a Boreal 21 Eggo Canyon saw, a folding saw, buck saw. So I've got my 19-inch Sandvik, a little bit bigger than I usually bring on a canoe trip, but that's okay. So we might even have to clear trails on the portages and stuff. It's not maintained like that. So for firewood, clearing trail, yeah, hitting Sean when he gets out of hand. What else? I've got my neoprene socks again, which will be my camp shoes kind of thing. I might actually bring some camp shoes. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet, but if not, these will be them. My down pillow, luxury, and also luxury, my chair. This is a REI folding chair. So like I said, again, it's a remote park. There's not gonna be benches. There's not gonna be man-made seats. It's lots of rock, and we're gonna be at camp relatively early, so I have my chair and my hammock balling out of control. Okay, I think that might be it. Just a real quick. Oh no, my food. Can't forget my food. All right, so I've got to show you my clothes and my food. Let's do the food first. So we will be eating fish. Let me tell you again, we will be eating fish, but I still have a decent amount of food. I told you that there's holes in it. So you got the normal drawstring, right? And then it's got these holes in the back where you can go through just to make it like super tight so that little rodents can't get in either. Can you want to, no, over that way, good boy. Just lay down right there. Just right there is fine. All right there, yep, it's all good. Anyways, my food. This This is the Ursac. Again, thank you Ursac for sending these. Right on top, Ferrero Rocher. You know, you can't go on a 9-day extended camping trip without Ferrero Rocher. Just a little treat. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay this out in days. It'll be easier that way, I think. No, I'm not. I forgot I put it in bags. Okay. We'll just do it like this. So in here, I've got suppers. I've got dehydrated foods, and I've got rice. So basically, you've seen the spaghetti before. It's my dehydrated spaghetti. But I've also this time done ground beef, rice, and vegetables, dehydrated vegetables. So this is like, the ground beef was fried with garlic and onions in it, and then the rice was cooked, all the vegetables and everything were cooked and all dehydrated together. So this is a lot of food in here. But anyways, I've got that. So I've got spaghetti, rice, and chili. And then also I have just normal rice. The rice I said there was with the beef. I also have just normal rice. So I have 8 of these meals. I'm not going to need 8 of these meals, I know that. But I would rather be safe than sorry. You know who I am, right? Like, you've seen me try to fish before. Even though we are going to catch fish, even though we are going to cook and eat fish, I gotta play it safe. So 8 meals there. 3 of the meals are just rice. So when we do catch fish, the rice will go with it. And for some odd reason, if we don't, I'll just have a rice meal that day. No big deal. Anyways, meals for 8 days. Breakfast for 8 or 9 mornings. It's oatmeal and then pancake mix, and then I've got also some scissor in there, some syrup. So that's my breakfasts. Lunch is German salami, 12 grain flax whatever seed flatbread, and then a bunch of Baby Bells and mustard. Got the mustard this time. Again, Springer's meat. Hooked it up with the pepperonis. Got a ton of pepperonis in there. I got the other couple too that I showed you. My wife was supposed to buy me jerky, but she bought me steak instead. It's like dried steak. Here you go, big guy. Yeah, dried steak. It's okay. I'm sure I'll love it out there. It's peppered. Oh, that's good. And I've got a crap ton of snacks. I've got fruit snacks. I've got granola bars. I've got Romney's Kendall mint cake. Thanks, Malcolm. I got Cliff bars, M&M peanuts, water additives, Justin's peanut butter. Yeah, so good amount of snacks. I've got a muffin, chocolate chip muffin mix to make in the reflector oven, and then I've got my toothpaste and toothbrush in there. So it doesn't even really look like all that much, but I have a ton of, it's like 15 pounds of food, plus all the fish. All them fishies. All right, next up is my clothes. Last but not least. Right off the hop, I have my wind shirt. This is a Patagonia Houdini wind shirt. Packs down to absolutely nothing. Super lightweight. I'll probably end up even keeping that in my cargo pocket for when we're canoeing if it gets breezy. And just throw that on, and it actually really warms you up because it's black and everything. It tracks the sun. I've got 1 extra pair of socks. These are smart wool with holes in the heels. A pack towel. Clean out my tent from sweat or rain. And it's not unheard of to go swimming either. These lakes are not, it's very north, but these lakes are not very big, so I might take a dip, who knows. But pack towel. Under Armour underwear extra, smart wool or merino wool long sleeve shirt. This is fantastic. I'm sure I'm going to use this. My buff, my cold neck buff or whatever. You just soak it in the water, put it around your neck. Keeps you nice and dry, nice and cold, and helps you keep the mosquitoes and the black flies off your neck. My Costco long johns again, and just a little merino wool icebreakers beanie in case for the mornings or whatever. I gotta clean all this up now, but I'm going to add a clip that was shot maybe 3 or 4 months ago at Buddy Sean's house. Harlan, the owner of Red Lake Outfitters, came down, and we planned our trip together, and I got a little bit of an interview from him, so he's going to tell you about the park, about the kind of plane that we're flying in on and everything. So we are getting dropped off in a float plane, guys. It's like a 25-hour drive from Sean's house, and then like a 4-hour float plane ride or something. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on the time of the float plane ride, but a couple hours into the middle of the wilderness. I'm talking like straight Boreal bush, and dropped off there. And that plane leaves, and we're left on our own for 9 days until it picks us back up. We do have a sat phone, we have a spot satellite thing, so all is well. Anyways, keep watching. I'm sure you'll find what Harlan has to say interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was a little bit informative. If you have any questions, let me know, and I really hope you stick around for the full trip video. Sean and I are just sitting here with Harlan. Harlan is the owner of Red Lake Outfitters, and we are going over our Woodland Caribou trip. We're going to be going in June, and we're going to be doing a fishing trip, a fly-in trip. It's going to be awesome, epic. So Harlan flew down here just to do this with us, trying to plan it all out perfectly. So maybe, if you don't mind, we can get some stats on the park from you, as like size, how many visitors a year, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, first I want to thank you guys. I mean, it's going to be great to have you and Sean in the park. I mean, obviously it's a world-class park, and we're happy to have you guys. So the park itself, 1.2 million acres in size. I believe it's the third largest park in the entire Ontario park system. So it's this massive, expansive boreal forest. I think about 500 people a year are actually accessing the park. And what that means for you guys is a high quality adventure. You're probably having a better chance of seeing a caribou and a moose, and several of them, than another human being throughout your trip. You guys are looking at coming in June, which is prime time for fishing. Lake trout, walleye, northern pike, they're all going to be up shallow. Nice. That's also moose and caribou calving time of year. So hopefully see some wildlife. Hopefully get onto some epic fishing, both for numbers and size. Right. And just kind of get you guys to see the whole boreal forest experience of Woodland Caribou Park, and just kind of a different landscape.
It's going to be cool. Very cool. What kind of weather should we expect at that time of year?
Yeah, so I mean, it's you're transitioning into summer in northern Ontario. So anywhere in highs from 20 to 22 degrees Celsius to lows, depending on what happens, you could get down into the teens or the 8s or 10s. But for the most part, you should have early summer weather, just like you'd have anywhere else. And hopefully they throw a little thunderstorm or two away as well, and it creates some epic sky. And there's nothing like a boreal forest thunderstorm too.
Speaking of the sky, so what kind of daylight hours are we going to be experiencing up there? Like, what times is it going to get dark at night or light in the morning?
Yeah, so we're just over 51 degrees latitude, so you're pretty far north as far as Ontario goes. For a destination you can still drive to, right into the town of Red Lake, where we're based out of. So you're probably going to have daylight, ambient light around 4 a.m., ambient light till about 11:30 at night. So it makes for a really long day. What's really neat too is that you can do your trip for 8 or 10 hours and travel all day and enjoy all that.
And still have
camp life.
Yeah. You can still mess around and camp for an hour, and then leisurely cook your dinner for an hour or two, and then go out for a 2-hour fish after dinner, and then come back and your headlamp still isn't even on. Right. Like it just makes for a more enjoyable time. It's a great
more time. More time, really. Very cool. Sure.
Yeah, we don't usually actually get a lot of camp time on a canoe trip because we're paddling right till dark, and then by the time you make dinner, it's getting dark, and you don't just get a chance to actually just sit around a campfire and talk and enjoy that and get pictures. Yeah. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's a great benefit for traveling. I mean, you invest that time to get all the way up north, but the reward is epic daylight conditions that allows you to actually enjoy the time that you're out there.
Well, you guys don't know, are we bordering Manitoba with the park? Is this?
Yeah, we border Manitoba. Atakiki Provincial Park is the Manitoba counterpart. So if you look at the western part of the park, where the Bloodvein River flows into Manitoba, it borders into Atakiki Provincial Park and carries on all the way to Lake Winnipeg. So
that's pretty far up there. I'm in Windsor. Sean's a few hours north of me. We're going to be driving for 24 hours to get there.
Still in Ontario.
Still in Ontario. And not even at the top.
Different time zone, but still in Ontario.
Right, yeah.
Central time zone, yeah.
So this is going to be a big undertaking, a big trip, a trip of a lifetime for me. Super excited.
We're going to get you up in a 1956 de Havilland Beaver. We're going to put the power on that.
Nice.
Those engines rumbling, man, and it's going to be it's going to be a wicked time. 30 minutes later, you're going to be in the middle of this incredible boreal forest. It's just you two out there, nobody else, and you're left to your own devices to just catch fish and see caribou.
Boreal forest. Like we're so where we normally go, where we canoe trip and where we fish is got some boreal forest components, but we're in a deciduous forest and transition area typically. So this is new for what we've shown or what I've shown on my channel for sure. I haven't been into the boreal on a canoe trip, so for us that alone is a very cool experience. So like what's a typical boreal forest look like, or lake in the boreal forest?
Yeah, so we're a true fire-driven ecosystem. So fire creates, fire destroys. It all happens together. So jack pine and black spruce, and of course jack pine need fire to reseed and for their cones.
Serotinous.
Yeah. Look at you.
You know something.
You can come up. But yeah, so it's all jack pine and black spruce predominantly. A little bit of birch, a little bit of poplar. For the most part, though, shallow soils, and it's a prairie. We call it the prairie boreal forest. It's a drier climate. We have that prairie influence as we're on the far western part of Ontario. So a little drier, arid soils, shallower soils for sure, and just good bushcrafty materials. There's dead standing wood
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's not a place in this park you can go where you're not going to find something that you can combust.
Right.
And that's, that's part of the reason that when lightning strikes, is it all
It's
goes
so
up
bad,
pretty
yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
But that's what has created our landscape. So you're going to have for tree species predominantly spruce and jack pine. But you're also going to have that typical Canadian shield, hard rock. You're going to have really tight, intimate connections in between lakes with little creeks and rivers. And for the most part, the lake size will be a little smaller than you would typically see in Temagami or Algonquin or anywhere else. Killarney, our lake sizes are a little smaller. But
That's
also
fine.
another advantage of the landscape is the average portage is just about 100 meters. So
Handle that.
from getting from connection to connection, lake to lake, river to river, it's super simple. And because of that prairie influence, fairly flat.
Yeah.
It's really easy to navigate from spot to spot. So it's a pretty cool deal. When you guys are doing a fairly lengthy trip, you're going to be traveling a large distance. You are going to be going through some transition areas where you will get some stands of poplar and some birch.
Right.
And it all makes for just the whole woodland caribou experience.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah. Looking forward to that.